Hi, all my fellow fashionistas. This is Nicole. I'm a fashion consultant for Pageant contestants and women executives. And in today's episode, I'm going to be recapping my favorite evening gown looks from the Miss Universe Mexico competition, which just recently occurred. And these gowns are in no particular order. And I'm going to be giving each of the contestants a number so that way I don't butcher their names. So without further ado, here's my favorite looks and what you, if you are a pageant contestant or an aspiring one, can take from these gowns and hopefully incorporate some of these tips into your evening gown for your next pageant. So here we go. So contestant one, what I really like about her look was the very intricate beading. I mean, I saw a lot of intricate beading in the gowns for this competition, but some stood out more than others, and this one really stood out because she had some, if you look at the gown very closely as the camera zooms in on her, she had some bigger turquoise or teal looking beads on the center of her gown, which really made it pop. And then all the beads all over were super intricate, very gorgeous, and they really caught the lighting on the stage very well. So she really stood out on stage because of that. And then I like that in the beginning when she came out, she was wrapped up in the scarf that matched the gown perfectly, and it was a very elegant unveiling. And she seemed to move very freely in this gown, given that it's flowing at the bottom, which is also very important to consider when choosing an evening gown, is making sure that it's not just pretty, but that you can actually walk in it, walk like the true queen that you really are, and really command the stage with both your presence and your walk. So that's why she made my list. And the color, it was a gorgeous color and it looked good on her. I really feel like since she has a paler complexion, she really could have even went with a darker color and that really would have popped. But either way, this was a very gorgeous look and she carried the gown very well. So the next contestant number two, she had on this beautiful ravishing ruby red gown that again was another example of very intricate beading that really caught the stage lighting very well. And I like that she had her hair pulled back in a bun because it really brought the attention to her face and the neckline on the gown, which is a strapless gown with an asymmetrical neckline. And the earrings paired very well with the gown, as the earrings were very big, oversized, dramatic statement earrings that look very well with the updo, and they really enhance the gown. And one of the things, other than the beading and the color, that really stood out was the gloves. They really enhanced her gown. And I like how they had the cape, what looked like a cape attached to them, which was in a very fiery red color. And it was just an overall commanding, it really commanded your attention when she was on stage. And she seemed to walk very freely in this gown. And probably because, I mean, it's a more fitted gown, but it had a very high slit, so it made movement easier. And one thing to consider when you're wearing a gown with a high slit is that typically with evening gowns, you don't really see the legs. So, because you're also moving slower. So the gown itself gives you a little bit more grace, but if you're going to wear a high slit, we can see more of your legs and your leg movement. So you really want to make sure that you keep it polished. So the next contestant number three, is another example of very intricate beading. It was gorgeous and it caught the light very well. It's a very gorgeous metallic gown with a halter neck. And I really like the big oversized beads up at the top of the gown. And I really like the hair, and she also, it had the soft waves in it. She probably also could have gotten away with wearing it up since she has a halter neck on, and she kept the earrings simple so that way all eyes were on the gown. Only thing I have to say about this gown is that it did appear as if she struggled with walking in it, especially towards the end when she was walking backstage. It looked like she was about to trip. So that's something to be cautious of because the gown probably was heavy given all the beads on it, and then it was a fitted gown. So you want to be very careful of that. But other than that, it was an absolutely stunning standout look that really commanded attention. Contestant number 4. This is another beautiful red gown. And to me, what made this a standout look was the feather opera coat that she paired with the gown. I mean, the gown was already gorgeous by itself with the very vibrant beading within the gown that really caught the light on the stage well. And her earrings also caught the light on the stage well too, and paired very well with the earrings. But the opera coat really stood out and commanded attention. And she seemed to have zero issues with walking in this gown. She really seemed confident and like she was having fun. And the gown itself enhanced that overall fun, playful look. So kudos to her. Contestant number 5. She had on a gorgeous, absolutely stunning, superly intricate, if that's even a word, super intricate gown with a lot of beading on the gown. And I really like the neckline. What is it called? The crystals on the neckline. It really stood out. And necklines like that seem to be very popular this season, like this year, not just this season, this year for pageants. The necklines like that are very high and kind of 3D looking. And I like that she paired it with the cobalt blue opera coat that really brought out the blue in the gown, because silver is the more prominent color in this gown, but the opera coat enhanced the blue in the gown. And it almost has like an ice queen look to it. And I like that it has many tiers in it, the opera coat, and the earrings pull out both colors in the gown. So, and I also like that the beading really caught the stage lighting very well. That's not always the case with beading, but with some of these gowns I'm seeing, they really did catch the stage light well. Only thing is, again, she looked like she was about to trip when she was walking off stage. And it looked like she was, and also when she was coming on the stage, she looked like she tripped. And it also appeared as if the gown might have been heavy because her movement was kind of constricted. So that's something else to look out for with these beaded gowns. A lot of times they do tend to be heavier, making movement more difficult. And the opera coat looked like it might have been heavy too. So there was a lot going on that could have been constricting her movements. That's something else to look out for. She had on this beautiful, simple, yet elegant powder blue, or not blue, powder pink gown. And she made my list because she's a prime example of simple yet elegant. You see a lot of beaded pageant gowns, but every now and then in every pageant, you will have a contestant that wears a more simple gown. And if you want to go simple yet elegant, you really can stand out with a simple yet elegant gown, and this is a perfect example of how to do that. It still has the detail within the gown, it's glittery, but it doesn't have the beading all on it. And the glitter on the gown is more subtle. You really don't see it that well until the camera zooms in on her gown. But it really catches the lighting very well, especially for it to be such a soft color. And then the opera coat pairs perfect with this gown because it lets the gown do the talking and it really enhances it, which if you're going to go with an opera coat, that's what you want to make sure it's doing, is enhancing the gown, not taking away from it. And she does a great job of pairing it with, it looks like those are silver earrings. So they really pop up against the pink, and they really do bring out the metallic in the gown too. So great job with really standing out with a simple yet elegant look. And last but not least, we have contestant number 7, who had on this gorgeous metallic gown that looked like it was color blocked on the side with black. And really why she made the list for me, what stood out about this gown was how it caught the lighting on the stage. It was very intricately beaded, and it kind of reminds me of a disco ball because it's so shiny. It really catches the eye. And that's what you really want to do. That should be the whole intent with your gown, is you really want to turn heads and look like a true queen. And she does here. And I like that she has it paired with the simple yet elegant necklace, which I noticed that a lot of pageant contestants don't wear necklaces, but if you're going to, this is the way to do it. You want to wear one that's not going to take away from the gown, but that enhances it and lets the gown do the talking. Only thing with this gown, as I noted with a couple of the other gowns, is that it did appear as if she tripped as she was walking on the stage. So it could have again been that the gown, since it was more fitted, it might have been, and it was, of course, it's a long evening gown, it was harder to walk in, as well as the beading might have made her movements more constricted because it is a heavier gown. I did notice she was walking very gingerly, as if her movement was restricted. So again, something to be on the lookout for. And I think another thing that really stood out to me about this gown was it's metallic up against her deeper skin tone, which really made the gown pop. So that's all I have for today. So biggest key takeaways for my pageant contestants, and especially when you're looking for an evening gown, is making sure that you choose one that really pops up against your particular skin tone. I mean, if you're darker skin tone or deeper skin tone, lighter colors, metallics tend to look great on you. If you have a lighter skin tone, darker colors are your best friend. As well as making sure that you can actually walk in your gown, that if you're going to go for more intricate and heavily beaded gowns, making sure they're not too heavy and that they don't constrict your movement. And same thing if you're going to go with accents such as an opera coat or, you know, a scarf or something wrapped around your shoulders, making sure that it enhances the gown, doesn't take away from it. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. And even if you find, you know, any aspect of pageant wardrobe or attire to be daunting, which it can be because it's a very big part of pageantry, make sure that you hit me up. I'm going to post the link to my website so you can check out my services and which one might be right for you during your pageant journey to really help you to display your brand and really stand out from amongst the rest, to really enhance you and who you are as a contestant. So with that, I will talk to you all later. Bye.